America, what's going on YouTube, what's going on Facebook, Twitter, and all those other good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Yeah, man, there's some nonsense lurking around here that I got to address. So before I do that, I need y'all to hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms. First of all, let me know you can hear me. Let's see, I see people in the chat already. But I need to know that I can see the chat. So there we go. It says, what's her name? Is it okay? Okay, there we go. Yeah, there y'all are. I hear you. All right, make sure y'all keep an eye out for that popping and stuff on the mic too, just in case that gets out of control. You can let me know what's going on. All right, now let me see something. Make me some adjustments here. Let me make me some adjustments. I wanna. Yeah, that's about good right there. Y'all should be able to see everything. Now, make sure you hit the like button. Like I said, if you're first time joining my show, welcome to the show. I'm Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And, before I get started, I want to welcome all the folks that's a part of the Gorilla Clan. And I got to get loose. You know how it is. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So, as I was saying, please feel free to enjoy yourself and, chat and all that stuff. It says, do not get any more Facebook notifications from. Yeah, I know. I still haven't figured out Facebook. I used to do the live show where I would stream from Facebook as well. And all of a sudden, Facebook start changing something, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to go back to horizontal. I still haven't figured it out. People gave me some suggestions, but none of that seemed to work. I don't know if they was just doing that to me, laughing at me and stuff. All right, look, he's going for it again, y'all. He's going to go ahead and try to make it go horizontal. Watch it. Look at him. Look at him. He can't find the icon, can he? They might be laughing at me. They might be laughing at me. I don't know. But until I can figure that out, that's why I haven't been up live streaming to Facebook as of now. But I'm here. And so welcome to YouTube's version of Kevin's Corner show, which they don't have much love from either. So if you guys can, please help the channel out by hitting the like button, sharing my videos. Feel free to, of course, shop around in Kevin's Corner store, y'all. Y'all see it, man. We got all kind of stuff in there. So feel free to go in there. That's another way to support the channel. And you can also support the channel by texting 330-974-4607. Text MAGA to that number just in case something happened like what happened on Facebook. And something goes wrong. Then this way, at least you'll know I have a way to reach out to you guys. And then finally, I do have a monthly fundraising link that I do just to offset this crazy crap that's going on with social media. And the link is always below the live stream. So feel free to participate in that if you want. Now, guys, you saw the title, Worst Politicians in the World. Now, we already know, guys, those Democrats, man, they're the worst. Across the board, everything they touch is garbage. Now, before I get started, I want to give a shout out. Somebody said, you hope you're feeling better. All the way from Scotland, the UK. Thank you so much. Sometimes I got to stop and acknowledge when I see, people over the pond. I'd be like, what? Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying. They're the worst. I mean, it's, I know that might, it's hyperbole. It's hyperbole. I mean, when I go back down through, history, Idi Amin, you got to really dig, though. You got to really dig to find some people that's worse than these modern day Democrats and even the Democrats of the past. As we look at these folks, we're able to see that the corruption and the evil has been in effect for a long time, but we maybe just didn't see it. Maybe it wasn't flushed out enough. And it seemed like Trump flushed it all out. Now you can start going back through some of the ones that even, a lot of us might have had respect for. You start looking at Clinton. You start going back even a little further and you're going, man, they've been garbage for a long time. These folks have been nasty, dirty, man. So here we are in 2023, and they can no longer suppress the evil. The evil become greater than them. Okay. And it keeps showing up in all of these applications. Everything they touch just turns to nothing but mess, doo doo, shite. They're like little kids with paint on their hands or chocolate and spaghetti. Get it everywhere. They can't even hide it. So let's get into what's going on with these darn Democrats, man, because we're going to systematically go down several of them that fall into the category as the worst Democrat politicians ever. Oh boy, it's a shame. Starting with the Panda Party. See, this junk goes back 15 years ago. Y'all remember Cricket did this show? Y'all remember this? Yeah, it's a classic right here.
I don't feel no ways tired.
So no.
I come too far from where I started from.
Y'all hear that? I don't feel no ways tired. I've come too far from where I started from. Do you think she talks like that normally? When will we learn? This is the MO. See, we just saw Creepy the other day. Just saw him up in the black church. Oh, yeah, start the civil rights movement and all of this stuff and all of that garbage. And then you got Hillary. It shows that the pandering just didn't start today. It didn't show up with Joe Biden. Man, they got a long history of panology. So look at this crooked, nasty, stinking thing that probably rehearsed that accent forever. All right, now wait, I'm going to talk to black people, right? How do they sound when they're in church? Is it just like, you know what, I don't feel no ways tired? Or is it kind of like, this thing that they do? They like to talk like that. Remember AOC did that mess? Got up in there among some black people. I don't see nothing wrong with being a bartender. I don't see nothing wrong with... And I'm going... Because people don't see it. You gotta be kidding me. So I gotta expose it. I gotta show that this ain't just a one-off.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
We've come too far from where we started.
Look at that.
Nobody told me the road would be easy.
What?
I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
What you got to be kidding me? So you mean to tell me the dang on plagiarist went back and dug up some more plagiarism? Couldn't come up with his own church line? He straight went back to crooked. This must be in their playbook, their pander book. The book of panderology. Yep, all right. This is what you say when you go to a black church. It's a standard protocol. That man got up there and said the same thing that Hillary said. Boy, I tell you, and the black people didn't catch it. They didn't catch that. They didn't realize that this was straight out of Crooked's book. Man, you don't want to be dibbling and dabbling in that Crooked book. Wait a minute. Let me see. Here we go. I love the comparison side by side.
That the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
I feel you, Jim Carrey.
We've come too far from where we started. Nobody told me the road would be easy.
Nobody told me.
I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
I mean, this is pathetic. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. He done left you, Joe. Been gone. Yeah. So here he is up here pandering, using the same line as Hillary Clinton. Unbelievable. And these black folks in there don't catch that. They're there. Yeah, praising. Good. Googly moo.
My fellow Americans, I don't think the good Lord brought us this far to leave us behind.
Do you really think that man believes that? Do you really think Joe Biden's talking about the... I feel it coming up too, Jim. That's what every single black person should be doing. Running away from the Democrats, man. They are the worst. So they're disingenuous. They just disrespect their voters and the population by simply saying, and we could feed these people slop. We could come out there and throw any kind of game on them and they'll never catch it. We can go up there and pander. We can use each other's pander lines. We can share the pandology, amongst ourselves. Girl, you should try this. You know, when you go in front of Asians, you know what I'm saying? Here's a couple words you could say, and then here's a couple stories you can throw out there to make them think that you relate to them. But definitely don't talk about no policies. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to talk about the rise in hate crime against the Asians. If you're in front of blacks, it's racism. It's, all of the other stuff that we were responsible for, slavery, those things. You want to talk about that. You get around some gay people, then it's, of course, the Rainbow Coalition. You want to talk about gay rights and stuff. And if it's women, it's abortion. But stay away from policies. There you go. And people don't catch that. They have been getting away with this garbage for like that long to show Hillary Clinton say that, then Joe Biden repeat the same thing, and the people don't catch it. Boy. So Trump has to come out, and he really have to go ahead and explain what's going on with the bum we just saw talking about, I don't feel no ways tired. I don't believe the Lord brought me this far to leave me. So let's see.
Biden can't even read the teleprompter. The other day, Matt, he's given a thing. He's a news conference because he hasn't had one in about 6 years or something. You can't have it. You can't have a news.
No, you can't.
So he picks he goes, Bill from NBC. So the guy asked him a very simple question, like about vanilla ice cream. But then they actually asked him a question about a border or something.
Yeah, because you know how they do it. Mr. President, what's your favorite ice cream? And he had to look at it. Chocolate chip. That's how bad it was. He had to take the look at the chocolate chip. Boy. But anyway, those are the tough, hard-hitting questions that the media be asking Joe. Stuff like that. Oh, boy. So here we go.
So he goes, they ask him a question, Bill from NBC, they ask him a question. The border is very strong. It's very normal. And things are going very well on the border. Oh, thank you very much for the news conference. Thank you. And then he walks into a wall.
Now, maybe you think Trump was just playing for laughs. Maybe it was hyperbole. Who knows? Maybe he has no real point of reference to say that. Now, we've all watched Joe. Now, if I was the guy who never paid attention, because see, that's what a lot of Democrats have to do for them to still be supporting Joe Biden. They have to not pay any attention to what Joe Biden does or says. They only have to be paying attention to Trump. That's why the media keeps the spotlight on Trump, so that their voters don't look at these things that we see. Because the remaining bit of common sense Democrat voters, if they saw this, would be like, I'm done. How did I even cast my vote for this dude? They are all walking around. It's like, as soon as they look that way, over here. Look at you. I want to see what Joe Biden has said. Keep them looking at Trump. Because if they see how raggedy this dude is, if they still got a little brain cells left, they would go, man, I didn't know. I told y'all about my friend who, after Joe was installed, I said, man, I can't believe this dude got put in an office like this. So you know how horrible this dude is mentally? What you talking about? I said, what? Wait a minute. And I just so happened to have a monologue of all of his gaffes. And I showed my buddy and he looked at that and was like, wow, I didn't know that dude was this bad. And I was like, how did you get here? How did you get this far without seeing any of the clips of this man out there on the campaign trail talking about some international depression, isolated, punished Chinese? So he didn't even see the one where it was like kids jumping on my lap, and didn't see Joe sniffing and caressing all the kids and the women. None of that, because the media doesn't cover that. They're asking questions like, "What's your favorite ice cream?" Chocolate chip. That's the stuff they're asking. So then Trump has to come out and show just how ragged he is. So let's see if the comparison is somewhat accurate. Here we go.
That's now I'd like to be able to take some questions, if I may. And I'm told that Dimitri of the Financial Times has the first question.
Who told you that, Joe? That's my question. I mean, that's just like what Trump just described. Who told you that? I'm told that Dimitri from New York Times has the first question. Did Dimitri tell you that? Did he call you up like, hey, Mr. Biden, now look, I want the first question, creepy. Oh, I'm on it, Dimitri. Are you taking orders from Dimitri? See, this is what kills me. Nobody stops to think about this. You know, where they go, wait. I don't understand. I don't understand how Dimitri cut the line. Why did he get, diplomatic immunity? Why did he get some type of favor? What about all the rest of the people who got their hands up that aren't going to ask him a pre-scripted question? And he's too blew out mentally to even make it look like it's natural. Straight up. I'm told to call on. That's how messed up this dude is. They got to straight give him the name of the person and say, I need you to go out there and call. But please don't let everybody know that we gave you the name. Act like it's natural. Okay, you. But he's not even able to do that. He's not even able to say, you know what, Dimitri from, he says, I'm told that I'm supposed to call on this person. Oh, boy.
And I'm told that Dimitri of the Financial Times has the first question.
Bill from NBC.
President Biden, given that America is playing a key role in two major global crises, in Ukraine and in Gaza, does that alter your previous commitment to defend Taiwan from any Chinese military action? And did Xi Jinping outline the conditions under which China would attack Taiwan?
Now, I want y'all to think. Just imagine. Go in a place in your head and imagine a world where Joe Biden comes out and that question, that very detailed question, was asked off the top of this guy's head, and Joe had to respond with no script. Can you imagine the train wreck that would take place? America was built on 2 words. He would be all over the place. There's no way this man would be able to answer that question if it was freestyled. So here he is, though, somehow going to fumble through it by reading the answer. He got the cheat sheet, y'all.
Look, I reiterate what I've said since I've become president, what every previous president of late has said.
Look down, John.
That we maintain the agreement that there is a one China policy.
Look at that.
The border is very strong.
And you know what I love about Trump? Trump is exaggerating it by blowing it up, making the book this big. He wants everybody to know that I'm reading off of my cue cards. Biden might as well have a book that big. He might as well have a book that big because it's that obvious. So Trump comes out with the big scroll. I'm surprised he didn't come out with the scrolls. We go, I'm told that, so there you got Biden. Well, obviously brought the cue cards up where everybody can see them. Brought them straight up like, okay, wait, now let me put them down here and then stare at them. Yeah, they'll never know I'm looking at my cue cards. After they saw them in the hand first, put them down and then staring right at them. Wait a minute, I'm reading something. What's this word, Dimitri? Yeah. Hold on, wait a second. Give me a second. Black Gauge Rob, where are you? That's how bad it is. That's how obvious it is. So Trump, of course, brings out the big book.
It's very normal.
And that I'm not going to change that. That's not going to change. And so that's about the extent to which we discussed it.
Wow. What an answer. I'm going to stick to what I said before. What did you say before? Don't know. And I'm not going to change what I don't know either. I'm going to stick with what I don't know. All right. Thank you for coming out. Unreal. Look, crickets.
Thank you very much for the news coverage. Thank you.
But anyway, thank you all very much. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you. This ends the press conference.
But this is what we have as our president. We're going to end up in World War III. We're going to end up in a depression.
Yeah. Look at that. And then Jill. Come on, Joe. He looks absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, man. So yeah, that was a nice little comedy spot by Trump. He's the best, man. I mean, I can't imagine any other politician getting up there and doing that, just imitating their opponent, mocking their opponent, but it's true. See, that's the funny part. See, the efforts of them trying to say that Trump is a dictator, he's doing all this, you don't see that if you are smart, if you pay attention. You're going to see y'all don't know how to hate. Y'all don't know how to cap or belittle or make fun of, because y'all try to make everything seem so serious. Why so serious is my question. See, they go in there and I'm going, okay, this should be funny that you guys are up here talking about Trump's Hitler, Trump's Mussolini, and he's a little bit of Mao and all this stuff, but you're dead serious. See, and yet I could look at Trump and say that's not him. But when Trump gets up there with the big book and he goes over what Joe Biden did, and then he talks about, he turns around and runs into a wall. And then I look at all the clips of him doing that. That's what makes this rich. That's what makes it funny. You're like, yeah, Joe be doing that. That's every great comedian becomes great because of things that people could connect their jokes to. Yeah, you can connect the jokes to. Like when I do Nasty Pelosi, what? Yeah, y'all laugh at that because those are mannerism of nasty. Things like that. But yeah, when they try to get Trump, I'm going, I don't see it. That's not Trump. I don't see what's so fun. I don't see what's, that's supposed to be scary? I don't understand. So guys, there you go. He's the head of the worst politicians on the planet at this point that we know of. But guys, it don't stop there. These folks are corrupt to the core. Y'all hear the rumor? There's a rumor going around. I don't mean to dibble and dabble in the rumor mill, but I will. Yeah, y'all want to dibble and dabble in the rumor mill, if you will? So check this out. Let's go down to Georgia, where Fat Fanny is messing around with somebody. Let's see.
Accusations of an improper relationship between Fulton County DA Fani Willis and a lawyer she hired to prosecute former President Trump here in Georgia.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Doop, 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 doop. Hey, Clint. Hey, man. Did you hear about Fat Fanny? Hey, man, you ain't hear from me, man. But I heard she messing around with somebody in her cabinet. Yeah, man, keep that to yourself. All right, man, I'll holler at you later. Okay, here we go.
Allegations include claims of lavish trips together, reportedly paid for with money received from the DA's office.
What? Hold on for a second. Hello, Rob? Dude. Hey, man, look, I got to tell you something, man. Don't tell nobody, though, okay? Fat Fanny is paying somebody that she paid to go after Trump with money from the taxpayers. No, I mean, I heard it's true. I heard it's true. I heard it from somebody else, but I mean, don't tell nobody I said it, though. Okay, you ain't hear from me. All right, let's continue.
Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon live tonight outside of the Fulton County Courthouse downtown.
And Doug, the defendant who filed this, is saying it is grounds for throwing the entire case out.
Too far from the park in front of the former...
What's up? Yeah. Lock? Okay, yeah, man, I heard they threw the case out. Well, not all the way, but I heard it's about to happen. Well, it kind of happened already, but it didn't all the way. Okay, yeah. All because she was having an affair with Snoop Dogg. I think it was somebody. Wait, it was Snoop Dogg or Puffy. I'm not sure. But hey, man, listen, you ain't hear from me, man. All right, holler at you later. Beep. Yeah, let's continue hearing about this rumor. Because, see, I don't want to be spreading lies and rumors and stuff, y'all. So here we go.
Right, guys, that would be Michael Roman. He is a former Trump campaign official whose attorneys filed that motion just yesterday. Even the former president...
Hold on for a second. Hello, Brian. Hey, man, look, Fat Fanny having an affair with Michael Jackson. No, not the monkey. No, it was Bubbles, not Mike. Wait, it was Bubbles and Mike. Okay. But listen, man, hey, dude, you ain't hear from me. Okay, let's get back to the rumors.
Called for these cases to be dropped in a speech earlier today. And also in that paperwork, that accusation also includes a sum of more than $1 million that was paid to that special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, over his 3 years on this case.
What? Hello, Eddie? Yeah, Fat Fanny paid 100 gazillion trillion billion dollars to her lover. Yeah, that's the exact number. 100 billion quadrillion. Okay, all right, man. Hey, but listen, keep that to yourself. Let's continue hearing about Fat Fanny's affair.
New allegations laid out in a brand new court filing are threatening the very existence of the historic Fulton County election indictment. Despite numerous attorneys with ample experience prosecuting RICO cases, the filing reads, Willis chose to appoint her boyfriend, who has little to no experience trying felony cases.
Little to no experience trying felony cases, but he do got experience with Fat Fanny. There it is. So yeah, Democrat privilege. See, but that's the problem with these raggedy politicians. It always leaks out. I don't care how righteous they come out to the mic talking about nobody's above the law and we're simply following the evidence. What doesn't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. They cannot suppress that evil. And when they do stuff where everybody goes, you got to be corrupt to do that, that puts a spotlight on them to where folks start digging. And when you start digging into Democrats' past, you will find a whole bunch of corruption. So Fanny is paying her lover all of that money and he ain't even qualified. Huh. But wait a minute. The rumor gets thicker.
That man is Nathan Wade, a private defense lawyer who, according to the Monday filing, was taking Willis on and paying for vacations across the world with Fulton County taxpayer dollars authorized by Willis herself.
What? See, they don't even know how to hide their corruption. Same thing with Hunter Biden and Joe. There it is. We can't tell you how we're able to afford all this stuff, where we got the money from. Okay? We ain't got no business, no job. We use y'all, the people. Yeah, we use our influence. We use things like that. So Fat Fanny and her lover was all over the place, taking trips on taxpayers' dollars. Paid that man all that money so that she could benefit off of it. Kind of like Ilhan Omar paying her white boyfriend, her white husband now. All that money to run her campaign. Or Mad Max paying her daughter all of that money to help out with her campaign. Nepotism type stuff. Unbelievable, these crooks.
Wade was brought on as a special prosecutor in November 2021 to lead the grand jury investigations that eventually led to charges.
Probably don't know what he's talking about. All right, I'm going after Trump. Wait a minute, it's my first case. Hold on for a second. I just came out of law school. All right, hereby call to order the order in the court. Sir, that's my line. Oh, my fault. Hold on for a second. Hold on. All right, man. I know I watched Judge Judy one time. All right. Anyway. All right. So Trump is white nationalist, or is he? Are we going with the white nationalist line? Probably don't know what the heck he's doing. And she stuck him out there for a big case like that, only to pay him. Now, this woman should be thrown in somebody's slammer. I mean, she should be disbarred if she does have a law license or whatever. I mean, she should be ran out of town. And the taxpayers in Fulton County should be furious. Now, we all know that she's corrupt. I mean, you can't be doing something like that and you tell me that you're honest and upstanding in your efforts to go after Trump. Your motives are pure. There you go. You're that corrupt to go ahead, and this dude played it well. I mean, I ain't gonna even hate the dude because, I mean, hey, he found himself a victim. There you go. Found himself a weak-minded, corrupt, evil Democrat and said, oh, there's my mark. There's my target. Hey, girl, how you doing? Okay, Baldy, looking like Tommy off of Martin. Okay, so what you want to do with Fat Fanny? You know what I want to do with Fat Fanny. But look, I'm a little down on my luck, though, man. I'm trying to come up. Right now. But it's hard, man. I can't get no cases. I just graduated out of law school. But anyway, I would take you out, but I ain't got no chips. Okay, I might be able to solve that for you. You want to go ahead and prosecute Trump? That's a big case now. You sure about that? Mm-hmm. I'll pay you $1 million so I can have fun with you in between going out there to the mic and lying to the people. We're following the evidence, going after Trump. Nobody's above the law except me and my boyfriend that I just gave $1 million to. Unbelievable, these people.
Between then and December 2023, the Fulton County DA's office, according to the paperwork, paid him an estimated $1 million. All the while, the filing says, Willis and Wade traveled to Napa Valley, Florida, the Caribbean, and on several cruises together.
Oh, man, with that type of money, it's tempting. I might see Fat Fanny talking about, hey, Fanny, what's up, though? Huh? Where you going? Let me talk to you for a minute. You got $1 million for Kev from Kevin's Corner? Huh? So this dude basically is pimping himself out. He's a gigolo. I'm just a gigolo. And Fat Fanny fell for it. And now she's under the spotlight. Now, I hope she steps down. They should throw all of this garbage out. Because there's more details about how she violated all protocols in paying this guy, not disclosing this, going through the proper steps to even let this dude do this. I mean, I don't see how this doesn't get thrown out. But you're talking about Democrats. See, and what burns me up is nobody's going to hold her accountable. That's the problem. I mean, it might look bad on her reputation. It's going to once again reconfirm that she's corrupt and she's doing this for political reasons. But at the end of the day, I don't know if the people in Fulton County is going to hold her accountable. Who's above her? I mean, you would think the governor down there would do something, but nah, he's sold out anyway. So let's see.
Wade's contract as the special prosecutor began one day after he finalized a divorce in Cobb County.
It certainly is a huge problem if true, and I think that's important to emphasize, if true.
Anthony Christ, a law professor at Georgia State, says what the motion is missing is concrete evidence.
I think they'll have to produce some kind of evidence. Mainly, I think we'll see evidence in the form of witness testimony, if anything.
Still, the news left former president and Georgia indictment defendant Donald Trump calling for the dismissal of the case altogether.
Yeah.
It's illegal. What you did is illegal. So we'll let the state handle that.
But the problem is, what all of these people have been doing is illegal, but they just keep doing it. I mean, look at Mucus and how he's destroyed our border, violated all of his constitutional responsibilities to keep the border safe, but he just keeps moving along. There you go. Joe Biden broke all the rules. He keeps moving along. So we've seen a lot of suspicious and illegal activity on the left, but they never hold each other accountable. So now, speaking of Mucus, he's about to pop up on our radar too, guys.
And the motion also accuses Willis of failing to get proper approval before entering that contract with Wade from Fulton County officials, as it says she is required by law to do.
By law. Now, you think she can go get some proper approval? What is she going to tell him? So who is this guy and what is his nature to you? He's a very qualified prosecutor. Okay, it looks like he's tried 3 cases since he's been practicing. But they were 3 very important cases. And I don't know everything about him. I kind of just like met him. But so wait. You just met him? We have photos of you two on a cruise. So there you go. And yet she up here talking about I'm doing the will of the people. I'm following the Constitution. She's disgusting. And I'm sure when you start looking at the rest of them, Tisha James, aka Queen Latifah, you start looking at Fat Albert, you start looking at Jack in the Box, you'll find they all are garbage. Burns me up to see them, man, just doing stuff like this and just continuing to ponder alone. I'm sure she'll come out and do a press conference. This is nothing but an attack on me because I'm black, and it's an attack on me because of Donald Trump and all of his evil people, and I'm scared for my life. She'll do that.
When we reached out to them yesterday, they had no comment directly, but they said they would be responding to these allegations in a court filing of their own eventually.
Of course. Once they get the story straight. All right, now remember, we're going to pull the race card because we're black. That's what we're doing. I'm a female. You're going to go with the black guy, and you just didn't know and all that. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be something like that. So, yeah, she gets thrown into the category of the worst politicians in the world. You can't trust these evil people with that type of power. I mean, this woman right there shouldn't be nowhere near interfering with our upcoming election going after Trump. This low-life, disgusting, just sellout, nasty woman, and yet somebody has given her some authority to pull together a grand jury that could impact everybody's vote. She's wielding her power just corruptly. And it burns me up. I'm like, we can't trust you with that type of power. You could just wake up one day and just be like, you know what? So, girl, what's his name again? Oh, he broke your heart? You want me to find something on him and then press? Okay, cool. I got you. This is the type of people these are right there. Oh, boy.
Inside the Fulton County Courthouse, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
And knew it's sick.
Well, there you go. Now, guys. Speaking of mucus, illegal immigration is on the ballot. As they always talk, democracy is on the ballot. No. Illegal immigration is definitely on the ballot. And I don't care how much they try to sweep this mess under the rug, it's too big to ignore. Let's start off with mucus.
Some have accused DHS of not enforcing.
Y'all see mucus. Some have accused DHS of not enforcing the. Let's hear him stumble through this.
Our nation's laws. This could not be further from the truth.
Boy, I tell you, mucus in his lies. His lies flows just like mucus. There is. This cannot be further from the truth. Are you kidding me? Some have accused the DHS of circumventing immigration laws. This cannot be further from the truth because I have rewritten all of those laws to make it appear to be legal for these people to come into the country. So there's mucus, but we better check his work.
Last month, 300,000 migrant crossings shattered previous records.
The border situation is pushing some of America's cities to the brink.
And very dangerous consequences now from the surge of migrants at our southern border. So the number of encounters nearly doubling over the last 2 fiscal years. And these illegal immigrants need shelter, they need medical care, and that's putting a real strain on our own public health system here. Plus, there are also growing concerns about fentanyl that's making its way into our country through our open borders.
Wow. Some have accused DHS of not doing their job and circumventing the law. As all of these records get broken. Wow. That's a pretty tough case to make mucus that you're doing your job. Because if you're doing it, you're doing a piss poor job. That's what you're doing. Yeah, it's not bad. It's piss poor. Bad isn't good enough. Yeah, you doing a piss poor job. There you go. Not even using a bucket. Don't you waste that bucket on that type of urine. Yeah, man. That needs to go outside in the dumpster or something, man. This dude right here smells like urine. That's what he smelled like. He got his own cologne called Essence of Urine by Mucus. There you go. Yeah, what's that cologne you wearing, Mucus? That cologne is called Urine by Mucus. There you go. This nasty dirtball walking around smelling like Tinkle.
An illegal immigrant is arrested for the brutal murder of a Texas cheerleader.
You'd have to be living under a...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wait. I'm still laughing at it. The Essence of Urine by Mucus. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, now wait, did I just hear an illegal immigrant killed a cheerleader down there? Now see, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is the stuff that makes me say, Mucus, how do you think the cheerleader got killed? How do you think all of these are cause and effect? Yeah, but you're doing your job, right? Taking it to the cartel and all of that stuff. Folks getting killed. So, Higgins, please tell me how you feel about Essence of Tinkle right now.
rock in America to not recognize the disintegration of our sovereignty at the southern border over the last 2 years. So we're just calmly and judiciously responding to the threat. And that is also quite American. If you want more of what you see on the TV today, then by all means, America can support my Democratic colleagues and their policies, because those are the policies that have brought this disaster upon our nation.
What's up, Iris? Somebody say, hello, Kev. Now, you see my man Higgy? I love Higgy. Yeah, see, if you want some more of what we just saw, all of those people walking here, you want some more of that, go ahead. Vote for these people. But see, remember though, guys, once again, their voters don't see this stuff. Yeah, their voters are getting a nice, healthy dose of Trump is Hitler. That's what they're getting a heavy dose of. The only one of their voters that are really seeing it are the ones that these people are being shuffled into their cities and neighborhoods. They're seeing it. But across the country as a whole, the average Democrat liberal voter, they're not focused on this stuff. They don't get to see Joe Biden stumbling and reading off of notes to answer questions. They don't see that stuff. All they see is Trump once again called migrants vermins and said they're poisoning the blood of the country. See, that's what they see. So Higgins right here is saying, hey, man, maybe y'all need to see it up front, right at your doorstep.
You, sir, are the Secretary of Homeland Security who has failed in your sworn oath to protect our nation from invasion. You've brought generational trauma upon our country. I believe history will witness your era of service as a transitional time in our country. Well, what was America like before Secretary Mayorkas, and what was America like after him?
So we are going to have to look back at pre-mucus and post-mucus to figure out how did we get here. Somebody let the mucus flow too long, and it just set us off on a course of no return. I mean, by the time they finally get rid of mucus or Joe or any of these people, God knows how many folks will be in America that shouldn't be here. And then we got to try to sort that out right after that. We got to try to undo how these people in 4 years probably have brought about, I mean, right now, they're thinking maybe 10 million, 10 to 12 million. I mean, by the time the end of the year, if they don't impeach this dude, it could be 15, somewhere around there. I mean, averaging 200 and something thousand people a month, breaking records every month because the election is closing in and these illegal immigrants are going, let's get there quick because the climate change. Donald Trump's not going to let us come to America because the climate change anymore. And then, of course, gang violence and things like that. So let's see all of these illegal immigrants coming from South America and stuff and how it's impacting our country.
I've completed my investigative work. It's quite extensive. I've filed my articles of impeachment against you, and I've provided my investigative work to the appropriate committee. So let me just say that my articles have been filed and my time with you is done.
Away with you, Mucus. My time with you is done. No need to even get up there and ask you any questions, Mucus. We know what you're going to do. That is exactly why the men and women of the Homeland Security are fighting hard every day. Okay, we heard that before. Is the border secure? Thank you, Congressman, for that question. We have policies in place to, that's not what I'm asking you. How many people came across the border? That's a good, we are definitely looking at a wave of people that are, answer the question, Mucus. Where are all the 80-some thousand kids dismissing? Thank you for that question. They have sponsors, and we are looking in the process that we have in place. We don't want to know. How many kids are missing, Mucus? Things like that. How many gotaways? 800-something thousand? No, what? 1.5 million gotaways at this point. It's probably more, but, at this point, 1.5 million gotaways. Yes, we definitely understand there are challenges at that. Nobody wants to hear that, man. How about this? Do you understand this? Impeachment? That's the only thing it seems like you're going to understand, Mucus. So now let's go to Whoopi Goldberg. Rocks in the voice, worms in the hair, smoking 7 packs a second. Whoopi Wolfman Jack voice Goldberg, who is definitely living a life of luxury, who don't have to step out of her nice house and have to climb over illegal immigrants in her neighborhood, who don't have to worry about her kids or grandkids or whoever, having them chilling at her schools and things like that. She ain't got to worry about that. But she's about to come out and tell American voters what their priorities should be coming into this next election, man. So if you just an average American that's broke and struggling and need to come up financially, that right there should be trumped, because Trump is going to take away your freedoms. So let's hear Rocks in the Voice explain that to us.
For me is that
she don't.
People's faith in.
Yeah, come on, work it out. Black lips, smoker's lips. Somebody go, figure that out. Dang on it. So here we go with those predator dreadlocks hanging down in the back. The thing with me is that, come on, Rocks. Yeah, come on with a thought, Rocks. I ain't got no thoughts, Rocks. So she got rocks in the voice and rocks in the brain.
The country is waning. That's the thing that's pissing me off. Because, in fact, there's a reason Joe Biden ran the way he did. There's a reason he's running.
You mean staying in that basement? Huh? Coming out telling everybody, white nationalism, Trump in Charlottesville. I'm going back into my basement now. Stuff like that. A raggedy, and I mean a raggedy campaign. Yeah, didn't talk about anything he was going to do. I'm not going to shut down the country. I'm going to shut down the virus. And China will react when we do put things in place and facts and things that the bottom line. You mean stuff like that? So you're talking about the reason Joe Biden ran the way he did. Raggedy? Okay, let's continue.
For democracy now, because that's really what's at stake. You worried that you can't pay your bill? Wait till the other guy becomes president.
Can you believe the level of ignorance that's flowing out of Rocks? Rocks is coughing up nothing but pebbles and ignorance. You think you can't pay your bills now? Wait until the other guy get in power. Do you think that you will have a lesser or greater chance paying your bills if Biden or Trump was in office? She's not even smart enough to make the comparison. Folks were making more money under Trump than Biden. The confidence in our economy is in the tanks, and it was very high under Trump. So now all of a sudden, Rocks somehow is able to conclude, based on concrete evidence that she just ignored, that if Trump gets back in, you think you having trouble paying your bills now? Wait until the other guy get. Well, tell me then, Rocks, what's gonna happen when Trump get in?
And you won't have to worry about it because you'll be in some camp somewhere.
Holy.
That's his promise. His promise to us is he's going to force people to do his bidding.
Jeez on me. God. It is hard to explain the level of ignorance and dumbness that's coming out of Rocks in the voice and in the head. Thank you. Pure shite for brains. That's what she got. She got shite for brains. So this chick just straight up said, because you're going to be in somebody's camp. With that Wolfman Jack voice. Look, this is Wolfman Jack coming at you live from WBBW. You're sitting here listening to Rocks in the voice. Spit up all types of ignorance. So now she said, folks gonna be in some camps because he's gonna make you be obedient and all kind of, and I'm thinking, what in the heck are you talking about? And he said it. He came right out and said it. Now watch her straight up misquote. She goes straight up misquoting.
That's what he said. I'm going to be good on day one, and I'm going to turn into this other person. So here's the...
It was totally the opposite. It was totally the opposite what Rocks is. Now, see, the scary part is some of the smarter folks on The View probably knows she is hacking this up. That sounds nuts. I can't believe Whoopi is up here saying this and believing this. See, we're smarter than Whoopi when it comes down to politics, so we know we're prostituting ourselves. She has no idea. She's one of the pure prostitutes. See, she don't even ask to get paid for her prostitution. That's the scary part about people like her, Joy Behar. They don't realize they're prostitutes. They just hoes. There you go. I'm giving it away. Just a hoe. Versus a prostitute who's at least getting some money. So the folks, the bootleg rhinos that's on there, they already know. They probably listening to her like, what did she just say? That folks gonna be thrown in camps? And Whoopi, you can tell, it's in her, it's deep. She's busted up on the inside. So now she says, Trump said, Trump said, you heard him. He said it after day one, then after that. No, he said, actually, I'm only going to be, jokingly, a dictator on day one. Then after that, I'm not going to be a dictator. This is how ignorant she is. Couldn't even get the quote correct. That's why I know it's genuine coming out of her. The rest of them are probably going, yeah, that's not what he said, but hey, we're being paid to sit here and trash Trump, so we're going to nod along, yeah, girl, and laugh behind her back later. That's what we're going to do.
Deal. This is all up to you. This is all up to you. We can sit up here till we're green in the face. But this really comes down to the people. What is the country you want? Do you want the country that you kind of thought you had, where we all get to say what we think and we don't have to be afraid of being American?
Wow. Say what we want to say, think what we want to think. Trump's going to shut that down. There you go. Not the current administration that is the thought police. The ones that wanted to launch a mis and disinformation board. The one who is getting sued because they are trying to censor and silence Americans. The ones that are currently targeting their political enemies and trying to jail them, along with their voters too. Using the power of the intel community to surveil American citizens, not this administration. See, it's going to be Trump somehow who's going to come in and do all of these things. Oh, boy. Oh, rocks. Oh, rocks. She's going from rocks to boulders. Yeah, that's what she got in her brain.
And believing that, yeah, there will be people who come in and some will get in quick and some will take a different route, but they're coming here for a reason.
Yeah, to get paid. They're economic migrants. Some will take a different route. What's that different route? That's what I want to know. Huh? Since they're coming for a better life. So let me ask you then, what's the different route? Under fences, stuff like that. Through lakes and rivers and stuff, things like that. Don't matter who they are. But hey, it's all because they're coming for a what?
Because they're living in a place that's not good.
There you go. So guys, I want everybody out there that's living in a place that's not good to go out and find where, no, I better not say that. Let's just say hypothetically, if everybody in a place where they say, this ain't good, I'm in Compton, I'm out here in Shite Town, I'm out East St. Louis, I'm wherever, or even all these illegal immigrants. I'm out here on the streets, I'm out here sleeping in the police stations. You know what we should do? We should go to Whoopi Goldberg's house. And even if they come in another way, there's some all, say, look, some won't come in the right way, some come in another way. So instead of knocking on Whoopi's door, hello, is Rox in the voice there? Maybe climb up the balcony, back door, window here or there, and just come in and say, look, man, don't look at me like that, Rox. Man, you better spit that mess out. Coming at me talking about something, what you doing at my house? I came in through the other way, another way, because I'm coming from a place that ain't good. There you go. My neighborhood, there's gunfire shooting out every day. I go out to play on the swings, and I can't even play. My mom and them said, you better get back in this house because they out there shooting again. So I said, I'm going to come to Whoopi's because she got a nice swimming pool, and she got a nice, safe neighborhood, and she just got out there and said some people could just come in other ways because they're coming from a bad place. So I said, let's go to Whoopi's. Let's see if she holds on to that philosophy if that took place at her crib. Yeah, you think any of these rich folks who get up here and virtue signal and throw all this garbage and ignorance out would be so inclusive, so open and welcoming if all these people showed up in their neighborhood? It's so sickening to hear these ignorant folks. And she got the nerve to tell y'all that, hey, don't worry about your financial situation. You got to look at it like your freedom is about to be taken away. We want to scare you into voting against your own self-interest. As I sit back in Beverly Hills or wherever I live, rich.
For their families. If you're okay with that, you understand that, then fight for us to find a better way to make immigration work.
By stopping them from coming here illegally. I figured it out. There you go. Didn't take much. I want mucus salary. There it is. It was that easy. Stop them from coming here illegally.
Fight for that. Don't fight for keeping everybody out, because then we all have to leave.
Oh, God. You can leave, Whoopi. I'm okay with that. I will sponsor the Let's Get Whoopi to Any Other Country But America Foundation. You hear that? God, don't fight for that, because then we all got to leave. Who's all? Who's all of us? I'm not going anywhere. Trump gets in, I'm celebrating. It'll be a celebration. Dang on it. Party at Kev's Corner. Stuff all of y'all right in this corner. We be up in the corner tight, dancing. Man, this party popping, but it ain't no room in here. I can't even get loose, can't boogie. All I can do is snap and bounce up and down. That's how tight. We'd be in here like jumping beans, man. Shoulders only. Yeah. Let's talk about some I. We all got to leave. All you peanut head liberals who think the world will be coming to an end, going out here. Somebody said party like it's night there. That's exactly how it's going to be. Party like it's 1999. Do, 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 do. Don't you want to go? That's how it's going to be. Now, let's get back to this immigration, because Whoopi said it ain't that bad, and we should not think about our economics and stuff. We got to focus on our freedom and the stuff like that.
And more violence in New York City due to the out-of-control border crisis, with tensions running high at makeshift migrant shelters. One fight even took a deadly turn over the weekend. The New York Post describing those migrant tent cities as helter shelter, for good reason.
A lot of things unfolded over the weekend with the migrant crisis here in New York City. We can tell you one migrant here in Randall's Island was stabbed at least one time in his torso. He was rushed to a local hospital, but he didn't make it. Take a look on your screen. This is where it all unfolded here in Randall's Island on Saturday night, just after 7 o'clock there, happening right outside of that migrant shelter. And remember, Dana, these were sports fields.
Time to build that wall around New York. There you go. Keep them all in there. Escape from New York. Where's Snake Plissken? Where's Isaac the Hayes? I am the Duke of New York. That's what it's time to do. Rope it off. New York has fallen. Unbelievable. So now they up in there, and now the migrants are starting to fight each other. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. What is that? Thank you, Mucus. This is all Mucus and Biden's doing. Democrats, man. Everything they touch.
Fields, right, for kids. Well, they're now home to these massive migrant facilities. You can see their police responding to the area after the guy was reportedly surrounded and attacked. Investigators say he had more than one stab wound, and it was a 27-year-old migrant who was arrested for this fatal stabbing, now charged in connection to this incident.
Now, here in the city, chaos breaks out as migrants desperately seek shelter. A melee broke out at an East Village processing center this morning. That is where our Stephanie Bertini is live right now with the latest. And Stephanie, what happened there?
Arthur, well, right now it's cold out here, it's windy, it's wet. During this kind of weather, the most vulnerable are most at risk. Here in New York City, that includes migrants and the homeless population, and that can...
That's it, man. Everybody flee. Run for your lives. Leave it all behind. Just let them have it. Let the migrants, because it's too late, New York. I'm telling you, man, you couldn't get me. Right now, it's sad that before... I wouldn't visit New York because I thought it was just it sucks your money out of you as a tourist. Everything's overpriced. You know, I'm like, man, you know, it's overcrowded. But last time I went, it was nice. Giuliani had cleaned it up. It was just sticking it to me financially. Every turn I took, I went to buy a 25-pack of bubble gum. Yeah, it's back when you used to get the little 25 packs. It was 75 cents there. I was like, what are you talking about? Why on the packet it says 25-cent pack? Yeah, they print it this way. But you charging me 75 cents. Hey, it's New York. Hey, man, you want the bubble gum or not? And I'm sitting there going, you know what? I should punch you in the... Give me the bubble gum. I need it because my breath, I got to make sure I'm fresh. You lucky we ain't in Ohio. I was mad about that. So I was like, man, I ain't going back to New York. Now, I'm like, man, I'm not even... There's no way you'll get me to go to New York. I'm not surprised people aren't climbing over the walls to get out of there. Because at some point, man, it's going to collapse. It's going to implode. It's going to implode. I don't know what they're going to do about this, man. But it's going to implode.
translate into a range of emotions. We saw evidence of that here earlier today. Volunteers at Tompkins Square Park are helping migrants get some things that could offer a little comfort in the face of the harsh weather in the forecast tonight.
There are no some food and this to keep us warm because it's very cold out here.
This man from Guinea, West Africa.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Did you hear that man say, it's very cold out here and we are not used to this weather? Of course you're not. You're from Africa or the Middle East somewhere. I don't know. Guinea? What are you doing here? This is unbelievable. See, I was just saying they were all coming from South America. But now we got folks coming in from Guinea. Well, who knows? Uganda. Ethiopia. All over the globe. Of course it's cold here. You probably never seen snow in Guinea. Now you're here in the U.S., but how did you get here is my question. See, I thought only folks from South America was coming here for a better life. Is the climate in Guinea bad? Or is it worse here? Because we're about to hear from Bubble One in a second, who's talking about his climate and all of that. And I'm saying to myself, wait just the minute. You left a nice warm climate to now you got a snow cap. You see the snow cap? There you go. Now you're rocking a snow cap, talking about it's very cold here. We are not used to this weather. We left because of climate change in Guinea. Now we are here in America, but we are not used to this weather. This right here is actually climate change. The climate is really different from Guinea to here. If that man could bring Guinea's climate to the U.S., I guarantee you he would. But what he can't do is bring the ability to make the money he will make here. That's what it is. But they're talking about these people are coming here because they're coming from bad situations. They're coming because of mucus and Joe Biden.
Is one of the many asylum seekers in New York City now facing uncertainty as shelters are at capacity. On a night like this, that uncertainty can create a range of emotions, including fear. And you're not used to this weather, right?
We are not. This is a strange environment.
No, not at all. This is a strange environment. Of course it is. You're from Guinea. You shouldn't even be here. There you go. You gave up that wonderful climate to come here. Why? Why did you find, it practical to scrape up whatever chips you scraped up to get on a plane all the way to South America? And you had to have a little extra money too for the cartel, only to come to the U.S. and be hit with this snow and standing outside with all the rest of the migrants. Boy. So let's see. Let's see how this all plays out.
Earlier today, emotions were high not too far from the park in front of the former St. Bridget's School, now operating as a shelter reentry center for migrants during this crisis, as limits on shelter stays were imposed by the city months ago.
There are literally hundreds every day lined up around the block, all the way to the next block and around the corner.
Now, I'm sure Whoopi and all of them will call that white lady a Karen. Stop complaining. She's only saying this because they're black and brown people. Karen. Suck it up. Let these people in your neighborhood and stay in your house, you Karen. You don't want to share. I'm sure that's what they would say. See, this right here, man, burns me up. Because where are these people going to go? What are they going to do? See, it's bad for them, but it's bad for us. But they brought it on themselves. Democrats. Everything they touch, man, turns to crap.
This morning, ahead of the storm and the forecast, police were called after an altercation broke out. The NYPD says 2 officers sustained minor injuries, and 2 migrants are facing several charges now, including resisting arrest.
But wait a minute, I thought they were all coming here because they were gentle woodland creatures that would never hurt a fly. Only coming here to contribute to our economy and for a better life and stuff like that. So you're telling me what Trump said that, some are good people, but a lot of them are coming, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing, violence, all that stuff. You're telling me now Trump had a little bit of validity to that statement? Let's continue and see what else is going on up there in that utopian called the Big Apple.
According to a witness, it had to do with someone cutting the line. They are not respecting the line. That's why the problem happened, he said.
I feel you, dog. No cutting. You know how it was when you be in that water fountain line in elementary school. Hey, man, well, you ain't allowed to cut. Come on, man. Give me a cut back, okay? I get in front of you, then I get right behind you. No cuts, man. All right, give me a cut and cut back. So there you go. I would be mad too. But see, you can't really complain because guess what y'all did? All of these illegal immigrants cut the line. There you go. I don't want to hear no whining out of any of them. Because there are people in some other country going, what are you talking about cuts? I've been waiting for 3 years to get into the country the right way. What did y'all do? Flew to South America and came right through the border. And you're talking about the people are cutting the lines. Man, this writes itself. Writes itself, man. Unbelievable.
Huddled under scaffolding outside the Row Hotel, migrant families with children say they don't know what tomorrow will hold.
She's afraid her and her children are going to have to sleep on the streets.
Yasi and her little ones arrived in New York City almost a year ago from Venezuela. They are among 40 families who will be kicked out Tuesday following the expiration of a 60-day notice. It's the first time the city has evicted migrant children from shelter.
See, this is what burns me up about it. Because, see, the same Democrats who claim the children and the kids, your encouragement of these people coming, knowing we don't have the means to take care of them, and they don't have the means to take care of themselves, you're the ones that's putting these kids in danger. By encouraging all these people to take the dangerous trip and possibly be trafficked, die during the trip. Kids right now, 80-something thousand missing and mucus, don't know where they're at. And you don't hear no crying and weeping and wailing out of the Democrats. You don't see Alexandria Cortez walking the streets in her white, screaming up at the sky, why? The children, where are the children? Nobody's talking about those kids. Now you got them here. And because these folks are selfish, greedy, and power hungry and want eternal power in the country, they're willing to go ahead and say, you know what, I don't care. Bring them here. Tell them to bring the kids. Whatever happens to the kids once they get here, we don't care. Because, see, when they drop about 2 or 3 more kids once they get here, then that makes it the whole family affair. Yeah, we got like a 5-for-1 deal. Yeah, the mom came here. She brought a dreamer or 2. Then she might have got hooked up here and dropped 2 or 3 more. Next, you know, look at that. We got us a nice big group of Democrat voters. There we go. And hey, who cares if the kids got to sleep out in the cold a couple of days? You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, start whining. Y'all went through all the treacherous stuff to get here. Now you're whining about the cold? Where you going to sleep? Democrats, man. They don't care nothing about these people. They don't care nothing about the people that they're shuffling into their neighborhoods. They're the worst, man. Worse.
No. She says she's gotten very little information or assistance from the city about what comes next and has no money nor resources to find a place to stay. Right next to her, we spotted another woman facing eviction working on a panhandling sign. In the protest in Foley Square, elected leaders and immigrant advocates say the mayor forcing migrant families out is just inhumane.
They think ripping children out of their beds.
Here we go. Here we go. The dummies. Send in the clowns. Send in the clowns. So here comes the clowns. They think that ripping these kids. Here we go. Ripping families. Now understand they are in one of the most liberal cities ever. Now they're talking about these cities as if these are red, deep red cities or states. That's like, we didn't want these people here anyway. You're talking about a city that openly welcomed all of these people. Pretty much put a big bullseye on their whole city saying, come, we're a sanctuary city. They get here, now it's overwhelming. The city can't handle it, and you're out here talking about ripping kids. You think that if they could avoid this, they would still do it? They're only doing this because we're overwhelmed. Trust me, if it was up to us and Biden and the rest of them, we would just go ahead and use all the money in the whole country to bring in illegal immigrants to replace all you dirty, nasty, stinking Americans. That's what we do. But here she is making it seem like, you know what, the only reason they're ripping these kids and try to send. Do you think liberal Democrat politicians are really trying to send these people back? No. But here she is. Now, honestly, that should make them go back. It would be cheaper to send them back. But here's the dummy, the clown.
We'll make these families leave and go back to their countries of origin.
But Mayor Eric Adams and his team dispute this version of events.
This is not going to be a city where we're going to place children and families on the street.
About 4,400 migrant families will be the subject of eviction during the next few weeks. They say each is getting multiple personal consultations about maintaining school for children, finding resources, jobs, and housing.
Man, that's
for
a
those
mess.
who still can't find something, they'll go back to the Roosevelt Hotel, the main migrant navigation center, where an attempt will be made to put them back into shelter. The mayor pointed to the 60-day notices as a catalyst to encourage families to begin the next phase in their American dream, especially as the city struggles to manage the crisis.
Having someone grow up in a hotel room, living out of a suitcase for years, is just not the right thing to do.
But Democrats don't care. Yep, having inner city kids scared to go out on playgrounds because of all the violence in the SO-ran cities is no way to grow up either. Having veterans on the street all over the place while you house and spend all kind of millions and billions on illegal immigrants is no way for a person to live after serving their country. Having homeless folks in New York can't get anywhere to stay while at least these people are staying in the hotel and all these places. No way for them to grow up. Having these people bring their kids through the desert, through multiple countries and put them at risk, all in pursuit of the dream that Biden and all them promised these people. That's the Democrat dream. They ain't promising these people the American dream. It's the Democrat dream, because in their mind, it's like, this is our dream, to replace the voters who no longer want to vote for us because our policies suck. So we want to bring these people here. It's our dream. It's our dream. That's what it is. So had these people get here, playing a part in the Democrats' dream, putting all these kids at risk.
During
Look at this.
school hours, they're out. All the prostitution is taking up every single block. They will be out with their pimps, and they don't care.
Now the kids got to look at prostitutes as they go to school in New York. It's done. Flee. Everybody, y'all heard Mayor Peanut get busted on that mic. All right, listen, pretty much New York is falling. We probably all want to flee for our lives because there's no way we can sustain this. It was cute at first when I came out and said we're a sanctuary city and New York has a brand. But, I never seen a problem that we can't handle. So everybody save your own life. What? Are you filming this? Oh, crap. Biden's going to be real mad. Hush up, boy. So, yeah, now we got the kids walking to school in the red light district. There you go, New York. This is what Democrats give you right here. Unbelievable.
Jaylene Lugo is 14 years old and taking the number 7 train home from high school for the first time with a Kirby doll on her book bag. Her walk on Roosevelt Avenue is a jolt out of childhood innocence.
I've seen teenage boys go up to the prostitutes.
In one busy spot on 90th Street, men are led downstairs to a brothel on a regular basis.
This is turning into a red light district in Bangkok. You walk up and down from the 70s all the way down to the hundreds. And all you're going to see are different massage parlors with women outside soliciting men. There's no moral compass anymore.
Nope. New York is falling. I mean, honestly, it only goes downhill from there. What do you think these people are going to do? I mean, at one point, I can't even, I mean, what are they supposed to do? They're going to revert to crime. It's too many of them. If they can't get work, they have no place to stay. They have no money to purchase stuff. They got to probably wait in that stupid line every single day for hours and might not even make it to the front of the line to get whatever plea you're trying to make there. You're sitting there going, man, I'm in a city, I don't know where the heck I'm at. They told me that if I get here, it would be utopian and all of this stuff would just work out somehow. So now I got to do what I got to do to survive. You have just opened up. Yes, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what you've done. You have taken New York back decades to long times ago before Giuliani got in, where everybody knew about New York. Dude, you don't want to go to New York, man. They steal your hubcaps, man. There's prostitutes everywhere, and gang violence and all of this stuff. They went back to warriors. Come out and play. That's where they're at. But guess what? You know one of y'all representatives up there in New York, y'all? Bubba One. She looks at it differently. Yeah, she got a whole different view of what's going out there in New York. She was more like a doodoo queen on a doodoo screen. I pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's AOC. She's bubblehead number one. Let's hear what Bubba One got to say about this.
So often people want to say, why are you talking about the border crisis? Or why are you talking about it in this way? Well, we're talking about it. They just don't like how we're talking about it. Because it's not a border crisis. It's an imperialism crisis. It's a climate.
Holy crap. Y'all remember this? Because it's going to get worse after this clip. That's just the warm-up. Just the warm-up clip, y'all. Just the warm-up clip. You hear them bubbles just a-popping? That's right. So we had rocks in the brain. Now we got bubble brain. So Bubbles out here talking about it's an imperial crisis. Imperialism crisis? Really?
A crisis. It's a trade crisis. This is not a surge. These are children. And they are not insurgents.
How about you go and look for those 80,000 children that are missing because of this, I guess, immigration crisis slash, no, it ain't an immigration crisis, I'm sorry. This imperialism crisis, this, what else? Climate change crisis and all of that stuff. Here she's talking about these are children. You know what I don't see in that crowd? A lot of children or even a lot of women. I see a lot of war-age men. You big dummy.
And we are not being invaded, which, by the way, is a white supremacist idea.
There you go. Only white supremacists came up with the concept of invasion. Forget Attila the Hun. You know, forget Shaka Zulu. Forget all of the other folks throughout history that say, you know what? I think we should go invade that other tribe. That's what we should do. Forget that. The Hittites, the Jebusites, and all of that. Egypt. Forget those countries, man. Only white folks invented the concept of an invasion. So then, if I bust through AOC's front door by throwing a shoulder into it, I'm not invading her house. No, man. That's a white nationalist concept. How you gonna add that? Look, he just invaded my house. No, I didn't. Do I look white to you, AOC? Now go get me some more chips and dip. All right? I didn't invade this joint. That's a white nationalist. Are you siding with the white nationalist, AOC? That's what you're doing? That's a white nationalist concept. Yeah, you done fallen to the man. You ain't true. You ain't real. You ain't real. No, it's okay. You can stay. You think she'll do that? You think she'll do that? You think that she still would say it's a white nationalist concept?
Philosophy.
Flashback.
Uh-oh.
It makes sense that no great nation can be in a position where they can't control their borders.
Whoa. Hold up. Who is that? Who is this speaking? I'll tell you who it is. Hypocrite. See, that's back before the Democrats realized that this right here is a political strategy. When they were actually still trying to figure out what would be the rational reason why we should let all these illegal immigrants in. Until they found a corrupt reason and application for it, they were talking like they had sense. They were sounding like us xenophobes. So what else was Joe talking about then?
It matters how you control your borders.
Oh, it does.
Not just for immigration, but it matters for drugs, terror, a whole range of other things.
All of that?
So that's the first sort of truism.
Oh.
The second truism is that this nation is such that people in the country should have the first opportunity to be able to have jobs that pay well and
wow. What that sounded like some Trump would say. Hey, Whoopi, did you hear that? Did you hear that? That guy sound like he's going to send everybody back. That's what it sound like. That dude right there. But then somewhere along the way, they said, all right, we're losing voters. Black folks aren't coming out like they should. We got the middle class forsaking us. So, man, well, we got to import. We got to import. So, Joe, everything that you said back then, scrap it. Scrap it. Now, all of a sudden, search the border. You should have a right to come if you listen to your case and they're coming for a better life. So now we know he doesn't mean what he's saying right now. That's what lets you know that these people are doing it for political benefits only. He was telling the truth back then. See, so what? A few years later, what's this?
Years later.
This exclusive video. Migrants illegally crossing into the U.S. right through a gap in
Looks
the border
like an invasion.
in Luckville, Arizona. At one point, you could even see a suspected smuggler poke through the wall and pull out a camera.
What's going on over here in America?
Just days after the Biden administration reopened the legal port of entry in Lukeville.
The Biden administration reopened the port of entry in whereverville. Yep, there you go. Now, is this the same Biden that we just heard? Somebody needs to play that clip to him. Like, why did you say this back in the day, Mr. Biden, but now all of a sudden you're doing absolutely nothing to stop this? Absolutely nothing. And then you get Bubble One. She's back. Listen to this shite that's about to come out of her mouth.
The political spectrum, one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration
is what?
Is the fact that we have an undocumented population.
Holy moly. Holy moly. One of the biggest problems with immigration, we have an undocumented population. What do you call that? Illegal. There you go. Shite for brains. So there you go. Just a change up of the words, and hopefully you don't catch that.
Now you can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people.
Oh, you mean go ahead and legalize them? Yeah. Instead of the practical thing to stop them from coming. Because at what point are we overwhelmed? At what point do we say, you know what? We're now no longer North America. We're now no longer United States. Let's just go ahead and just open it up and say, we're going to go ahead and take over the whole South American continent and just say, you know what? In this way, we can send all of you liberals down to that part of America. Y'all could take the southern part of America. Go down there. Scram. Oh, scram. Scram. Bubblehead scram for me. Bubblehead scram for me. Because if you don't solve that mess, they're going to keep coming. That wall needs to be built to stop it. So now there's going to be about 8 people left in South America. That's what you want? You wanted to get to that point, Bubble? Boy, she's dumb. But listen to the people in the audience.
And create a path to citizenship.
A path to citizenship. That's what they want. And look at the black dude right there. Yeah. That sounds good to me. Wait, what does that mean? A path to... Okay, yeah. How bad is it? So we need to sling that dude right there into Chicago and let him see the reality. Sling him into New York and let him see the reality.
We'll have folks that...
You hear them? You hear the dummies? Wow! Yeah! Wait, what are we clapping for again?
Might say, look at these systems, that our shelter system has weight and things like that. But one of the reasons that our public systems experience weight is because people don't have a documented and reliable path to work and sustain themselves.
She pushes me to the verge of wanting to cuss. Because they're not here legally. Now, you see the black guy sitting there nodding along? Uh-huh. That's why she's able to go ahead and vomit this ignorance up. That's why them bubbles are unabated. All over that studio. Bring Bubble to Kev's corner and let her spew that mess out in here. And watch me let her have it. That's what would happen. So there she is. She's like, AOC don't go on programs that challenge her. She ain't going to do that. She went right on there so she could really go ahead and change the narrative and perception of the impact of illegal immigration. That's what she's there for. So they stick Bubble out there. All right, activate Bubble One. We need her out there changing this whole thing because an election's coming up and the people are going to be upset about illegal immigration. So Bubble One, do what we drafted you to do. Go out there and pop bubbles all over that set right there.
Just like all of our ancestors did, and our grandparents and great-grandparents.
That's their go-to. We're all illegal. We all came here from somewhere else and this and that. Are you talking about before the country was established or after? That's my question. And since invasions are just a white nationalist concept, tell that to the Native Americans who used to invade each other's tribes all the time before the white man came to this continent. You think Bubba One knows that? You think she knows that? No. She don't know that. So now here she is out there. You know what? Somebody said, dude, what's wrong with you? I'm mad, man. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad about this. So, yeah. So Bubba One got the nerve to be talking about everybody, our family, our grandparents before. Once we established ourselves as a country and came up with laws, okay, immigration laws, then what? They just don't count. They don't matter. Forget it. Matter of fact, let's just scrap murder. If it's up to the Democrats, they would. Murder, theft, forget taxes. Only for Democrats, though. Only for Democrats. Then we're going to close, guys, with one of the worst offenders of all of this garbage ever. This guy right now is leading the league in being the worst Democrat mayor in the country. He superseded Beetlejuice, y'all, if that's possible. And I'm talking about
the Chicago trip.
This dude. So now look at these two big old fat sellouts as we close. They done brought Conehead out. There you go. Because Conehead is getting beat up in Chi-Town because of his policies. So he comes out with that cone on top of his head. Because Al Sharpton, the sellout that he is trying to run interference for the negative press that Conehead is getting. They got to change the perception. This is not Conehead's problem. Conehead didn't do this. The white man, Abbott, he's responsible. So Conehead, I'm going to ask you some key questions and give you a chance to set the narrative. And then we're going to slide in a little bit of race bait before we go. Is that cool with you? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it. Okay, I'm here to race bait. I'm here to misplace the blame. Let's go. So here we go. The race baiter himself, the original G, Al Sharpton.
Viewing reports, more than 630 buses have arrived in Chicago and the Chicago area in the past 16 months from Texas alone, carrying nearly 30,000 people in need of food, shelter, and a new life. What response did you get from lawmakers as you discussed this deepening crisis?
And a new life. What response to this new crisis? See, what Al Sharpton is not, addressing that, okay, those 630 buses and those 30,000 people came right into the country, into Texas. See, it would be okay if they stayed in Texas. See, Al wouldn't be talking about that. 30,000 people alone, this and that. See, it would be, hey, Texas, handle it. What's your problem? You don't want these people? What, are you a white nationalist? See, so now here he's not talking about how they even got into Texas. He's mad because they got shipped up to Chicago, Chi-Town. It's okay, though, for them to all remain in Texas, right? Okay for Texas to have to bear the burden of how they're going to eat, where they're going to live, the shelter. See, but now all of a sudden it's Brandon Johnson's problem. And now all these people, they need food, they need shelter. See, now he's concerned about all those issues. This dude, man, and when is he going to get rid of that perm? Dang on it. Looks like a light bulb. That head right there is sitting up there like a big old fat light bulb. I want the fat Al back.
Well, thank you, Reverend Al, for having me on, and Happy New Year to you. Look, we have this international crisis that really requires federal intervention that local government is being asked to subsidize. Local government is not designed or built to handle such a crisis. And since I've been in office, we've had well over 500 buses show up in the city of Chicago. In fact, closer to 600 now.
So wait a minute, Cone. I can't let you get away with that. Local government, look at him. You see Cone? Cone is focused, man. Cone is focused. Probably reading off some lines. Thank you very much for coming out here. Eyes wide open. The local government is not built to handle this type of crisis. So then why would you, as the local government, declare your sanctuary city if you're not prepared for this? Didn't you prepare for this when you got out there and evangelized? That's what I want to know. You went out there in the streets talking about, come on, y'all, to Chi-Town. There's love, peace, and serenity. We got all kind of resources in Chi-Town. Nobody is illegal in this here town. That's why we a sanctuary city. Until they all showed up. Now all of a sudden, our local government is not prepared to handle this. Then why'd you invite them? There you go. And I'm throwing a party. Everybody's invited, and they all show up. You know what? This facility is not prepared to handle this. That we didn't expect all these people to come, even though we said everybody could come to the. What are you talking about, Cone? You're contradicting yourself, Cone.
Over 855 flights that have come to Chicago, and now the governor of Texas is now chartering private planes, landing in the city of Chicago and the surrounding area with migrants coming up from the Central and South America in particular. The governor of Texas is committed to causing chaos, and what I've done over the course of my first 8 months in office is work to bring some structure and some coordination around this mission.
You hear that? All these planes and stuff came because we said we was a sanctuary city, and we said anybody's welcome. But now that they're here, I'm complaining. And my job is to try to bring some. So you mean by letting them sleep inside of airports, shuffling them into the police stations, building some raggedy tents out there on some toxic wasteland, ciphering all the resources for the Chicagoans and putting it in the illegal immigrants? Taking away schools and stuff like that and shuffling illegal immigrants into the schools and stuff. Yeah, if this plan is so organized and that my job is to do all of this, why are all those black folks in Chicago mad at you? Conehead? Why can't they see the organization and all your efforts into trying to, organize this whole situation? Why do they feel like you're putting them last? Because you are. And because your butt is on the line, Al Sharpton decided I'm going to throw you a bone because you were obedient. You didn't come out like Mayor Adams. He had to get his wrist slapped. You was a good little boy. You got out there and said, I don't care. I don't care how bad this is. We're going to go ahead and keep doing this stuff because Biden and them we don't want them sending the feds to my house. So here we go.
Like you said, 30,000 migrants have come through the city of Chicago. Right now, we have 15,000 migrants that I am sheltering in 27 different shelters. Roughly 4,500 children are in our Chicago public schools. We are providing health screenings. We are providing vaccination for migrants. And of course, we are working towards work authorization to place these families onto sustainability.
All at the expense of your taxpayers. Now you want federal money to handle this. Y'all hear Conehead? I mean, even the fact that he's out there saying what they're doing for these people is a slap in the face to Chicagoans. That's what it is. But they voted for Cone. They voted for Cone. So now here's where I got these kids are in the schools and we're shelters and we're doing shots and we're doing all of this stuff. Who's paying for that, Cone? Who's paying for that? Huh? And I want to know who paid for that raggedy haircut you got to. But here he is to all of this stuff. Now, if I'm a Chicagoan and I'm listening to that, I'm going, I'm growling. I'm upset, man. The hair on the back of my neck would be standing up, man. Because I would be going, yeah, you're doing all of that. What are you doing for the people? The real citizens. Unbelievable.
But again, this mission is not sustainable without the support of the federal government. And so my conversation with the Illinois delegation is, one, to make sure that we actually have an appropriations funding to actually deal with this crisis. Two,
funding to actually deal with the crisis at the expense of your own people. You sell out. That's why him and Al are sellouts. See, sellouts have nothing to do with just being black. It's you're selling out Americans. You're selling out your fellow Americans. You're selling out your duties as a governor and a mayor and all of this stuff. See, that's why you're a sellout. You're selling out to the system, not to the white man. Yeah, see, they try to put it in context of white, black, all that stuff. No. See, we're talking about the powerful and the elites. That's all we're talking about. This ain't got nothing to do with black and white. They're going to try to make it seem like that. But really, these folks serve white liberals. But yet they're always talking about, what is a black man and black folks and the racism and stuff like that. So these powerful folks who's okay with illegal immigration is pimping Cone out and Al out. Cone and Al, both getting pimped out. So they're sellouts, you see? Because they're getting pimped out, they're sellouts. So here's Cone now talking about, we need more money. However, what he didn't do is allow the people to vote to change the status of the city. Maybe that would have worked. Maybe after declaring you're no longer a sanctuary city at the will of the people, which y'all don't believe in. Y'all don't believe in that. Yeah, because you're saving democracy. But at the will of the people, change the status of the city, and then maybe we can go ahead and say, no buses, we're not a sanctuary city. But he can't do that. You know why? Hush up, boy.
Work to expedite work authorization, and quite frankly, Reverend Al, what we need is a nationwide coordination to be able to address this crisis.
Yeah, we do. We need a president that is going to actually fulfill his responsibilities and duties. We need the president that was sounding like, back in the day, where he was talking about the first problem is that, we can't have people coming across the border. We don't know who they are. And all of that. Where's that? Bring back that Joe Biden, even though he was raggedy back then too. We need mucus gone. We need them to actually enforce the laws that was on the books instead of ripping them down. We need them to go back to the policies Trump had in place because they were working. But this guy's talking about the whole country have to come together to support these illegal immigrants and to embrace them and to, of course, create jobs for them. If you worked as hard for the folks in Chicago as you do for the illegal immigrants, maybe they might not hate you. Maybe they might not hate you. But you sure enough is working hard for your money. Not the people.
No, it puts a tremendous burden on you and other Democratic mayors. I might add, many black mayors.
Oh, God. Cue that racism. You can't have a segment with the original race baiter and not bring up some racism. I knew it was coming, man. Considering that Now, what did he say again? I knew it was coming, y'all. Black folks.
And many black mayors has been the focal of this. In fact,
there we go. The bubble wrapping. Wrap him up, y'all. See, he's a raggedy garbage mayor. That's what it is. Yeah, you got black garbage ones, you got white garbage ones. Now, really, the overall theme is Democrats. You got Democrat mayors. They're all raggedy. All raggedy Democrat mayors. And if they're not, they usually become Republican mayors eventually. But here he is, particularly a black mayor. So you think that Abbott is sending these people to these cities that just happen to have black mayors because they're black or because they have declared their sanctuary cities, you big old fat, nasty, skinny neck, bubblehead, race baiting, light bulb up top, dang on it, overcorrection of the weight loss that went too far. Went from Fat Albert to skinny teeny Albert with a big head. So now he brings up race because they need to bubble wrap this guy.
Thursday, New York City Mayor Eric Adams filed a $700 million lawsuit against 17 charter bus companies who transported migrants from Texas. What are your thoughts?
Look, man, don't hate the player, hate the game, baby. Why are you going after the bus station, man? They just fulfilling their charter. Our charter says that we transport people across the country if we're paid to do so. That's all they're doing. So now they're going to go after them because they can't handle the overwhelming amount of people that they ask for.
Thoughts about the case, and is this an action you would consider taking as well?
Here we go. So Fat Albert is going ahead and laying the groundwork for him to come out, misplace the blame, talk about it's because I'm black. That's why they're doing this. See, all of this before they even got started. Now, listen here, I'm going to make sure that I give you a chance to focus on these white folks who's trying to mess with you and all these black mayors. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to sit back and act like, I see. So let's see Conehead, the worst mayor in the United States right now, try to field this question.
Well, look, you're absolutely right about the intentions of Governor Abbott.
There you go.
He is attacking democratically ran cities, and particularly cities that are being led by black leaders.
There it is, man. I want to kick him in his butt. That's what I want to do. Yeah, do you see this dude, man? This is the slimiest tactic ever. Particularly led by black the mayors. They're the worst of black people. These folks right here. You know what? I mean, I know we got some knuckleheads in every community. I mean, but honestly, I got more respect for thugs and people like that in the hood. Folks that were rebel rousers. I got more respect for them than these people right here that reach a level of success because of the system that's pimping them out and then allowed themselves to be used to do crap like this. I got more respect for the folks in the hood that I grew up like, dude, don't mess with that dude. That's a crazy family, man. That dude, hey, man, so-and-so can't get right. So-and-so on that stuff. There was some honor, but these guys, full blown, skirts up. So now here he comes out and he says, his intent, like he knows Abbott's intent, Governor Abbott's intent. You're telling me Abbott is sitting back going, hey, you know what, it'd be a good idea? Let's send these immigrants to the black mayors because they're black. You know that, right? You know that, Conehead. You're in his heart. Oh, man. And he goes on this network where nobody's going to challenge him. Al threw him the pass, wide open.
They're leaders of color. This is unconscionable. It's a very raggedy approach. And quite frankly, not only is it reckless and raggedy, but it is evil-spirited.
But... It's not raggedy the way the federal government is running immigration right now. You're telling me mucus is not handling the whole immigration problem raggedy? You're bunny hopping right over all of that. Bunny hopping over the fact that they did not finish that wall, that they eliminated stay in Mexico, that they eliminated the third country policy. Oh, well, now you got to go and apply this country before you get to our border talking about that. Yeah, that first country you get to, you need to be applying for. Yeah, it's not that. It's not the fact that they said, everybody, let's just come up right to the Border Patrol, right through the point of entries and say, hey, I'm here for my asylum. I went ahead and signed up on the app. It's not that. It's not because the federal government's going down there cutting down barbed wire, stuff like that. It's not that, right? You big fat conehead, you. Let me at him. Boy, I almost couldn't wait to get to him at the end.
And so what we've done in the city of Chicago, I've passed
is tear it up.
That calls for three things. One, that the state of Texas coordinate with the city of Chicago while buses are being sent to the city of Chicago.
Of course, because we want to run it through some red tape to stop that mess, because we don't really want these people in our city. We want them in Texas. So coordinate with us so we can go ahead and say, well, wow, what day you want to bring them? Yeah, we're booked. We're booked. Maybe sometime in 2027. By that time, your whole state will be purple. That's what he wants. Yeah, he's not wanting to coordinate with them so this thing can keep coming. Yeah, hurry up, keep them coming.
And so what we've asked is that the various cities apply for a permit. Drop the buses off at one particular landing zone between the hours of 8 and 5:30, Monday through Friday.
And how many of those permits you think they're going to issue? Huh, Cone? Because I'm sure you're chomping at the bits for more illegal immigrants. Yeah, to continue draining the resources from your city and ticking off all of your constituencies. So what those permits would do is get rejected, just like the Democrats want permits to drill, permits, this and that. We'll to review your permit. 20 years go by. stuff like that. So now he wants to go ahead and set up a system so he can reject all these buses.
And then provide us with a complete manifest so that we can better prepare for these migrants. And as you've indicated, many of them are coming to the city of Chicago and throughout the entire country in very desperate, dire straits. They just need so much support. There's no health screenings at the border, no vaccinations. There's not a very clear approach to how we actually put these families onto a pathway of sustainability.
So who's responsible for that? Is it Abbott responsible for how they're coming across that border? With no health screenings? Yeah, none of that. No filtering out who they are and this and that. Is Abbott responsible for that? Or is it the federal government? But yet you're trying to blame it on Abbott. It's okay for all of them to come across here with no health screening, with no sensor and all that stuff if they stay in somebody else's state. See, it's okay for that. We wouldn't even be talking about these issues. See, but when they make it up to your city, now all of a sudden you want to focus on the details, man. Which also, we see this guy's jumping over the main problem. There it is. He is completely jumping over the fact that the immigration process has been destroyed by the folks you serve. But you can't say that because guess what? Hush up, boy. You can't say that. So you got to misplace that blame.
And so the ordinance that I passed, other cities around the city of Chicago have passed that ordinance, again, just to bring some structure and some coordination. I know Mayor Adams signed an executive order to do just the same thing in the city of New York. And as far as this particular lawsuit, look, I think we have to do everything possible to bring some coordination and some structure around this mission. Yeah. And absent the act of Congress to invest in this mission, again, our local economies will not be able to sustain this mission.
Then why did you declare you were a sanctuary city? That's my question. If you knew you didn't have the resources. See, Abbott knows. Abbott's going, hey, that's why we're not a sanctuary city. Okay? Yeah, we're simply sending these people to where they want to go. And since you guys said you can handle it, where ain't nobody's illegal. Send them all. We're sending them to you. Now all of a sudden you want the help of other. I wish they would start trying to get some federal tax dollars for these people's garbage. Man, I would have a fit. But yet, to end, watch Al Sharpton try to shift. This is that attempt to make all those black people up in Chicago forget about how Brandon Johnson just told them to bend over. Yeah, man. All these Democrats are preparing for 2024, y'all. You know what time it is. Promising black people stuff that y'all ain't gonna give them, baby. Switch those narratives, because if you vote for anybody but me, you might not get paid by what? Reparations.
Because the lack of coordination, as you raise in your ordinance, I've seen where when Mayor Adams in New York made particular specifications in terms of time drop-offs and all with these buses, they just dropped them off in New Jersey. And I saw clips where you talked about they dropped some migrants off 100 miles away and told them they were dropping them off in Chicago.
Close enough.
There needs to be some real coordination here. Let me go to this. Your new budget includes a significant amount allocated towards improving social services for low and working class people in Chicago.
Yeah, see, now it's time for me to help you out, brother. Because we've seen all those black people up there that's mad at you. So now we want to talk about some of the bootleg stuff that you pretend to be doing that's going to help out the people. Now we're going to try to make it seem like you're not just focused on your precious illegal immigrants while selling out all of your voters, all of the black folks you claim you're fighting for. So now here we go. We're going to go ahead and throw this little mess out to allocate, $500,000 for what?
And notably $500,000 for a new panel that will study whether and how the city should pay reparations to Chicagoans who are descendants of enslaved African Americans.
Y'all see that? When in doubt, black mayor in trouble or any Democrat mayor in trouble, governor in trouble, let's put together a bootleg panel to discuss the possibility of reparations. Wet the people's palate. Give them hope to vote. There you go. Hope to vote. Because see, remember guys, I'm the one that put together the panel that YouTube. I'm the one to put together the panel that I know is going to conclude that we can't do this. We can't do this. But because we got an election coming up, we don't want y'all focused on the immigration. We don't want y'all focused on that. See, because there's a little bit of hope. If you keep me in, I might just give you some reparations. So don't turn on me, black people. That's what this is. And they're doing it across the nation in Democrat cities. They always come up with the panel, and spending $500,000 on this garbage for nothing.
Can you talk a little about how the reparations study will work?
Look, absolutely. You spent some time in Chicago and you know the history of the civil rights movement and the city of Chicago. As we prepare to celebrate the life and the legacy of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., he came to the city of Chicago fighting for housing, fighting for public accommodations, and his words still ring true today. If we can figure it out in Chicago, we can do it anywhere in the world. And that's the impetus behind this study.
It's not us race baiting. It's not us trying to deceive the black folks and minorities to give them some false hope of reparations because everything else we're doing sucks. This is our pander moment, man. So now all of a sudden that's what it is. It's the impetus of what we're trying, and we're trying to make sure black people get paid for what? Yeah, all of a sudden up pops reparations right around voting time, man. You know how it is. When in doubt, when we're in trouble, when the people start turning on us, reparations, baby.
Look, black folks have been stuck at the margins for generations
because of Democrat policies. Because of the history of the Democrat Party, because of sellouts like you. That's why. And you're selling them out again by taking their attention away from how raggedy you're treating them. And now you're going ahead and don't sell them a big old bag of magical beans with some, we're looking into it. That's what we're doing. We're looking into the possibility of reparation. Hey, you want that, don't you? So you got to vote for me. Unbelievable.
I've been a part of social movements working alongside of you and, of course, Reverend Jackson.
The other hitman, the other race baiting man. There you go. The two originals, baby.
Schools have been closed in the city of Chicago throughout the country.
Why? Why have those schools been closed in the city of Shitetown that's ran by Democrats? See, you're only hurting your case, man. You can't tell me black people are oppressed and this and that when black folks are running y'all cities. But somehow, though, years of oppression, reparations and stuff, and how black people been impacted down throughout the years and this and that. Well, then at what point does it change when you guys are running these cities? Can't you make the policies to change it?
Health clinics have been shut down throughout the city of Chicago. In my budget, I do a couple of things. I reopen mental health clinics, and we stand up a brand new office.
You need to check yourself in there. Any grown man with a mohawk on top of his head needs to check himself into there. But here he is, though. We open up a mental health facility, and look at me. I'm doing stuff that really is nothing compared to the money you're dishing out.
For reentry, individuals who are returning from jails and incarceration, we are standing up an entire office to make sure that we're investing in these families. This is very much part of the legacy of the new Jim Crow. And so this study for restoration and reparations.
The legacy of the new Jim Crow. That's impacting Shitetown? The new Jim Crow that's ran by you guys, black folks? What are you saying? Who's holding you back? That's my question. Who's holding Shitetown back when the top guy is black? I mean, we're all the white nationalists that's voting against all your policies and trying to stop you. And we're all the conservatives in Shitetown that's fighting against your legislation and your ability to make changes. There's nobody. So that means the blame falls on you. But you're talking about some dang on Jim Crow policies. It's amazing how Democrat raggedy mayors and governors blame everybody but them who run their cities and their states into the ground. But it's all because of past racism and black people have been disenfranchised and stuff.
Is really to right the wrongs of a very, very evil, bad past. And as Dr. King said, we're going to figure it out in Chicago and be a model for the rest of the country.
Yeah, and I remember when I was younger, it was not even talked about. Now you have Chicago, you have California, the governor of New York just signed for a study. Reparations is no longer a marginal issue.
Well, why is that, Skinny Neck? Why is it Chicago, New York, California, all shite cities and states, all liberal, manipulating governors and mayors who, when in doubt, don't you focus on how raggedy we are running this state. All these illegal immigrants, all of the gang violence, all of the theft, all of the drugs, all of the immigrants, all of this violence. Don't you focus on that. All of that stuff impacts marginalized people. So therefore, to relieve you of all of the policies and the fallout of our choices, we're going to come back and give you false hopes of what? Reparations. There you go. So now, guys, as we're coming into 2024, you already know what's coming. Whole bunch of race baiting, whole bunch of fear tactics, whole bunch of the white man, whole bunch of racism, whole bunch of Trump's evil, whole bunch of it's everybody's fault but us. Whole bunch of false promises, but they ain't going to come in here talking about no policies. That's what they're not going to do. There you go. They're going to do the bare minimum to make, liberal minority voters think that, there's still hope. I'm not completely raggedy. But yes, you are. And I'm here to point it out. So there you have it, y'all. Democrats, man, across the board, they are the absolute worst. Worst, man. Every person I highlighted tonight during my show is responsible for just playing their part in destroying this country. I don't even know if they realize how horrible they are and how much damage they're actually doing. I mean, they are just the worst. Starting with creepy. So God bless y'all. God bless America. I tell you, if I lived in Chicago or New York, I always say, man, I'm not a politician. I can sit back and analyze politics. I can sit back, comment on it, give commentary. But I'm like, man, I don't want to play in that dirty arena. I really don't, man, because I'm not going to play like they play. Not going to be doing Oppo research like that. I'm going to say, hey, man, how about you debate me in regards to the policies? Yeah, sure, you can dig up a third grade note that I might have passed in class, and now all of a sudden I'm a white nationalist or something like that. I'm sure you could do that. But instead, why don't you face me in the middle of the ring, toe to toe? But if I lived in some of those cities and I really wanted to stay there, if I really loved Chicago, that would be something that would make me say, okay, I'm about to come out and destroy this dude. And they would have to launch one of the biggest campaigns to try to destroy me or shut me down, because there's no way that the way he's running Chicago, I couldn't run it better. Anybody could run it better, because that dude is running it straight into the ground. That's what he's doing. So God bless y'all. God bless America. But hey, those are their choices, and the folks voted for that mess. So please hit that like button, share my videos. Don't forget, text MAGA to 330-974-4607, and check out Kevin's Corner Store. Don't forget that either. And if you can, y'all, if you got yourself a mailbox blessing somewhere, feel free to help out my channel through my little monthly fundraiser. The link is right below this video, because in a little bit I'm going to start working on tomorrow's show. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, man, I'm watching the days go by, because they're constantly feeding me with material. They are constantly. So guys, let's get out of here for the night. My throat, 2 hours, man. Boy, I didn't know I was going to go that long. Let's see, I had 23 minutes of clips. 23 minutes of clips, and it took me to 2 hours. Now I got a porcupine in my throat. I sound like Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, I'm going to sound like Busta Rhymes tomorrow. Like a dungeon dragon. So let's get out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Oh, yeah. This is Saw City. Yeah. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.